Alright, what's up YouTube? Lewis here. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick walkthrough on upgrading your speakers to 6.5s. They come with 5 1/4s. They weren't really doing it for me. Team Kawasaki. Anyway, I went ahead, forgot to record, forgot to turn the camera on. Anyway, these are pretty straightforward to remove. There's 2 Allens here. You just remove them. 1, 2, and the speaker comes out. The main cover comes off. Then there's 4 screws holding the speaker in, and all you do is just take them off, unplug your speakers, and that's it. And then the new kit through engineered adapters, which really not going to shout them out because they didn't give me the product. I paid for it. Anyway, it's a pretty cool product. They're probably the only ones that make adapters for the bike like this. You slide it in like normal. There's a tab here. Take it, slide it in, and I can show you. All right, I started over that way, give you guys a little better walkthrough. So your 4 screws here for hold your 5 1/4 in. You're not going to use it. You're only going to use this one for the adapter, as you can see here. You have your 2 mains that are just like your factory cover. Then you got an extra one right here. All right. And so basically this screw hole here, you're going to line it up, put this bad boy in, this little tab in this hole. Get your speakers out the way, and that's it. And it bolts right up. Put your Allens in. For those of you that don't know, it is a 4mm Allen, and that's basically a lot of parts on his bike. It's 4mm. So I also started taking the whole front end apart because I got a couple amps that I'm going to add, and I do have saddlebag speaker adapters that I'm going to add, but for right now I'm just going to go ahead and do these 6.5s, see how it sounds. So let me go ahead and get this started. Alright, we're back. So to remove this front cowling, you're going to remove your window bolts, which is straightforward. 4mm, take them out, remove the window. You're going to come here. Let me flip the camera around. Underneath here, there's a bolt, 4mm. There's another one in here, underneath my light. You're going to remove that. You shouldn't need actually you will need to remove the light. I'll go into that once I get there. Underneath here, there's 2 more bolts that are 10mm, if I'm not mistaken. So let me go ahead and take some of this off, and I'll get back right back with you. Now, take this one, this one, this one, that one out. 4 10mm. Oh, I lied. It's 8. All right, 8mm. Remove this bottom one, light here, bottom bolt underneath here. Okay. There's another 10mm bolt here and here. So before you go crazy putting your speakers on, make sure you're done back here. because that loosens all of this. And don't lose your bolts. So that loosens all this. And there's two more over here on this side and that side. So back in here, I would use your 1/4" ratchet. Get it in here. There's one right there. Get it loose. And there's another one right behind it. Same thing on the opposite side. Now to loosen these. Now that you got all those bolts out, it should just slide out. I like to pry the bottom out first. There you go. Just comes out just like that. Now, this is what I'm running. Hyphonics. It's a 350 by 4. That's a whole nother video, wiring and all that. But basically, I've already had it all wired up. Got me an aftermarket radio, which I've already done that. It's Kenwood. That's before I got into this YouTube stuff. I already wired that all in. So this is your harness. I bought all these from that same place. So that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this tie wrap. They sell a bracket for the amp. You don't need it unless you really want to. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this and let's get that other amp set up. Undo an RCA. The only good thing about this amp is it's easy to unwire. Now, I'm going with this brand. Again, not sponsored. I was told about them. I went ahead and picked it up on Amazon. Pretty decent price. I'll give you guys a good review on this amp once I get everything wired up and set up the way I want. But for right now, I'm gonna go ahead and wire this one up, and that way my new speakers will see how they sound. So while I got you guys here, might as well show you a couple things. So for the power, the red, I ran it straight to the battery. I kind of fed it through the tank, which I will be taking off, and I'll do a video on that showing how to run the speaker wire. All right, but basically the red ran straight to the battery. My blue wire, which is your remote, the blue wire goes to white blue, and then I have to splice it because I have a steering wheel module, which is in here. What I do with it? Right here. That little pack box. Hang on. There you go. Alright, so that controls all my steering. So anyway, you gotta take the remote off of that, the remote off of the radio, and you gotta wire it to the remote, which I have an aftermarket plug. So it was pretty straightforward, which was blue. And it gives you the instructions. And then my speaker wires, I ran straight from here to here. I'm going to have to run some for the rears. Also here to here. Common sense. Now I put these baffles in because my 5 1/4s were clipping real bad. We'll see if I'm gonna leave them in. Some speakers you don't have to, but my 5 1/4s could not handle bass good. They sound horrible. So I bought baffles and it actually helped a little bit. So right now I'm just gonna go ahead and keep going with this. I struggled a little bit trying to find a good placement for this amp where my cover can go back on, but I think I got something figured out here. So it's gonna have to go something like this. What I'll probably do is, I got the one tie right there. I'll put the cover on, try to get it right. Hopefully these amps don't get too hot, because if it does, then I have to put it somewhere else, maybe in one of my bags. But as you can see, I already got the remote, the hot, and the ground set up. I'm gonna set up the speakers and we'll go from there. So I'm gonna wire up the crossover. I'm going with the DS18s. Alright. I'm gonna be tucking this in here. Running subwoofer here. Probably gonna put my tweeter somewhere in this area. Alright, so here we go. I mounted my 2 crossovers here. It's where your tweeter and sub wire into. I'm going to put the cover on, make sure that this has clearance. I'll tie wrap these once I'm all said and done. Got my wire wired to here. Once I put the front cover on, I could put this speaker on because you have to put that bolt in. Same here. Now I mounted my tweeters here. That way I get full sound. I don't know if I really like it, but at the end of the day, they're pretty big tweeters, so not much options. Oh yeah, real quick. This is what was installed on the bike. DS18. It's the SKQ comp, or the SQ comp. Pretty good sounding speaker for the price. DS18, get at me. See what we could do in the future. I'm trying to put more on this, so holla at me. Alright, so they're in now. I just gotta put the windshield back on and the light. But real quick sound check. I don't own rights to this music, but play it real quick. And it's loud. Good luck. Comment if you have any questions or comments or concerns. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thanks.